The comment for the day is, I don't see myself as a business person. How can I be successful in private practice? So I think this is one of those negative belief systems that many mental health professionals have about themselves, is they're not business minded. I hear that all the time on coaching calls that I do or in presentations. People are constantly asking, about the business end of things because they have this belief. And some of it, might be based in truth, that we didn't get this education in grad school. We didn't learn how to build a private practice in grad school, and therefore we're not business minded. And so I would encourage you to really work on changing that belief system. The minute that you start your private practice, right? Whether you are just, you are a 1099 at a group practice, whether you start seeing people on the side or you just jump right into full-time private practice, you are a business owner, whether you know that or not. And what that means is that you are now business minded. You are a business person, okay? And so I want you to own that title. I want you to take that on. And I really want you to be there. I think when we take on these roles, right, and we get comfortable with these roles, it's much easier then to make business-minded decisions. When you start to see yourself as business-minded, then you'll start looking at things like, how much revenue am I bringing in? What is my net income? What are my expenses? How do I, ask for a raise from my clients from an insurance panel? How do I negotiate a lease, right? These things that come to mind when we think about running a business. How do I hire an accountant, a lawyer, use QuickBooks? I don't want to overwhelm you and scare you of the things that it takes to run a business, but those are things that are really important. How do you apply for your occupational license or business tax receipt? How do you register your business with the IRS? These are all really important questions. If you don't already know these answers, there's a lot of resources out there that can help you answer these questions. And so when you start to see yourself as business-minded, maybe you'll start reading business books, right? That is a great way to become business-minded. Watching these videos or other YouTube videos. There are plenty out there on how to build a successful and smart private practice, and there's other ones on how to run a successful business. Read articles, read blog posts, go to conferences. One of the most popular ways a lot of people get some business-minded advice is by going to their local small business association. Here, I think it's called SCORE throughout the country. Want to make sure that that is true. I didn't research that, but that's okay. So it's called SCORE. You can get a mentor, somebody who has run a successful business in your industry or a similar industry, and they can teach you about some of these things that they've learned. And so you can get yourself a mentor. So this is really an activity and shifting that not only are you a therapist, psychologist, counselor, whatever, role you see yourself as, but you're also a business person, no matter what stage you're at, even if you're just thinking about starting a business, right? I could see how maybe before I started my private practice that I was setting the groundwork for, running a business. So I really want you to think about yourself as a business person. I'm going to talk about how you can be a different kind of business person depending on your own style. But first, I want to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes. If you're looking for an electronic health record that is really full service, that will help you run your private practice business, I want you to check out TherapyNotes. They have a wonderful customer service option. This is what really sets them apart from other EHRs. You can do telehealth directly from there. You can bill your clients. You can bill insurance. You write treatment plans. You have your clients sign treatment plans. You can have them sign their paperwork. It's really a full service electronic health record. So be sure to check out TherapyNotes. So it was really funny. I was doing a presentation a couple weeks ago and I was searching for a business, and everything that came up was like this middle-aged white man. And I was like, this is wild. This is why people, especially our field, is dominated by women, right? And so this is why we don't see ourselves necessarily in that role, because that's not the images that we get. When we're inundated with information about business owners, it's usually like middle-aged white men. And so I think it's really important that we as mental health professionals take that over, that we are business owners too, and that there's a lot of diversity in business owners. And it's not just that shrewd, making only business decisions and cutting everybody's pay and cutting expenses, and there's no paper, and there's, just profit, profit, profit. That doesn't have to be your style. There's a wide variety of ways that people run their business. Some people run ethical practices. I think we all run ethical practices, but like our main business acumen is towards, making sure that ethical. So that might mean you recycle, right? So you might decide it's within your ethics to make sure you have an environmentally sound practice, right? And so you only buy recycled paper and you recycle all your goods, and maybe there are things that you do to be an environmentally sound practice. Maybe you decide that, you want to have a really empathetic type of practice that you, again, something that a lot of therapists have, but maybe all the people you hire are really, their main core value is empathy. And they exercise that not only in the therapy room, but outside of the therapy room. Maybe you're going to have like a community-based type of practice, and you're going to, really be involved in your community. And, as a business owner, you're going to give back to local charities. So I give you a couple examples. I'm like pulling out of thin air, but I want you to think about how you want to run your practice and how this can be authentic to who you are, both as a mental health professional and as a therapist, but you are a business person. Okay, I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye.